those who dare to break the law, prison represents a living nightmare. However, throughout history, some individuals have transformed their incarceration into a life of luxury. They became the uncontested authorities within the prison walls, dictating their own laws. In 1920, a figure from the streets of Brooklyn, New York, emerged who would become synonymous with organized crime: Al Capone. During the Prohibition era, his power was unlimited, and he rose to lead the notorious Chicago outfit. Despite his influence, it was an apparently mundane crime that led to Capone's downfall. In 1931, he was convicted of tax evasion, resulting in his imprisonment in the formidable Alcatraz prison. Behind the imposing walls of Alcatraz, Capone's reputation ensured he received special treatment. His cell was very different from standard confinement, featuring comfortable furniture, private bathrooms, and even gourmet meals, luxuries beyond imagination in the prison world. He enjoyed a comfortable cell and other privileges that set him apart from the general inmate population. How did he manage to attain such opulence? Well, his influence extended to the guards of Alcatraz, who, out of fear or bribery, catered to his wishes. Gotti, John Joseph Gotti, a name spoken with respect and fear, was a determined and intelligent man. As the relentless head of the Gambino crime family, Gotti earned the infamous nickname Don Teflon. His rise through the ranks of the Gambino family was marked by unwavering loyalty and a propensity for ruthless efficiency. Under Gotti's reign, the Gambino family became a formidable force in organized crime. His strategic acumen and calculated brutality allowed him to establish a dominance that lasted for years. It seemed that Gotti was untouchable. However, in 1992, his luck ran out when he was convicted of murder, racketeering, and other crimes. His reign as the undisputed boss of the Gambino family came to an end, but behind the walls of a maximum security federal prison, Gotti's reputation as a formidable crime boss preceded him. Reports indicated that he had a cell far removed from the harsh reality of prison life. It was said that Gotti enjoyed a level of comfort and luxury that seemed inconceivable behind bars. Rumors also circulated that Gotti had access to amenities and privileges that were beyond the reach of ordinary inmates. His cell became a symbol of his power. Joaquin Archibaldo Guzman Loera, widely known as El Chapo, was an omnipotent figure in international drug trafficking. His rise from the austere landscapes of Culiacan, Mexico, established him as a central force in the narcotics industry. His influence transcended international borders, making the Culiacan cartel a powerful empire with extensive reach. El Chapo, the notorious cartel leader, faced constant challenges from global law enforcement during his time at the top. It was a constant game of cat and mouse between him and the authorities. When he was imprisoned in Mexico, he effectively turned the prison into his own kingdom through extensive corruption. He lived a life of luxury behind bars, dictating the rules, throwing extravagant parties, and enjoying all kinds of indulgences, including the company of women. However, El Chapo's ambition knew no bounds, and he could not bear to be confined to his luxurious cell. Escaping became almost routine for him, showcasing his strong aversion to being imprisoned. Although his escapes demonstrated his determination to avoid captivity, they ultimately led to his downfall. Alerted by Mexican authorities about the likelihood of extradition to the United States, El Chapo understood the serious consequences he would face. After being recaptured, he was quickly sent to the US, where he faced a harsh reality: a prison system impenetrable to the corruption he had previously used to maintain control. The contrast between Mexican and American prisons was a harsh awakening for El Chapo. His prison sentence in the US is served under strict conditions, without the comforts he enjoyed in Mexico. His story serves as a warning to other drug trafficking bosses, reminding them of the risks associated with excessive ambition. El Chapo's reign is a stark reminder of how power can be ephemeral and the inescapable reach of justice. Barnes Leroy Nicholas Barnes, known in the world as Nicky, was a force to be reckoned with. Born in the hustle and bustle of New York City, he rose to become a notorious drug lord, orchestrating operations that profoundly impacted his community. His charm and savvy helped him ascend from the tough streets of Harlem to become a prominent figure in the drug business. He wielded his power wisely, expanding his operations into a large, respected, and feared enterprise. Nicky Barnes's reign extended throughout New York City, with his syndicate handling narcotics in a sophisticated and unprecedented manner. However, as often happens in the world of organized crime, the long arm of the law eventually caught up with Nicky Barnes. In 1978, he was captured and convicted on drug trafficking charges, leading to his imprisonment. However, even behind the walls of a prison cell, Nicky Barnes managed to defy expectations. He lived with a level of comfort akin to that of his own home. Corrupt guards were always at his beck and call to fulfill his demands. This was why his influence transcended the prison walls. Behind bars, he orchestrated events demonstrating his power. Furthermore, the furnishings in his cell were fit for a king. Silk sheets covered the bed, beautiful paintings adorned the walls, and gourmet meals were occasionally served. There was nothing resembling the harsh reality of prison life in this sanctuary. Pablo Escobar, the infamous Colombian drug lord, stood out in the world of organized crime. He refused to submit to the conventional penal system, going to extraordinary lengths to build his own prison. His notorious motto, plata o plomo, silver or lead, presented a grim choice to those who crossed his path. Accept his bribe or face dire consequences. This ruthless policy forged a dual path of opulence and mortality, distributing wealth to allies while ruthlessly eliminating adversaries. As the Colombian government, supported by increasing international backing, closed in, Escobar's world began to shrink. It was during this time that La Catedral, a true fortress nestled in the lush Colombian hills, was conceived and built. This facility was more than just a detention center. It was a bold testament to Escobar's unyielding resolve and indomitable spirit. La Catedral transcended the conventional notion of a prison, featuring resort-like amenities, including a soccer field where intense matches took place, a bar stocked with top-shelf liquors, and a jacuzzi offering refuge from the surrounding chaos. Within this enclosure, Escobar created a kingdom that redefined the notion of incarceration. His cell, a lavish suite adorned with exquisite furniture, art displaying impeccable taste, and a bed dressed with the finest linens, was a grand tribute to his reign. Even within this self-constructed bastion, Escobar's influence was pervasive. His authority permeated the prison walls, and his dominance over the drug world remained unshakable. He wielded his power with such efficacy that he could influence even the toughest guards at his whim. The saga of Escobar's prison encapsulates the paradoxical story of a man who bent the system to his will, blurring the lines between captive and ruler. While these gangsters lived better in prison than most people did outside its walls, their criminal influence extended far beyond, corrupting everyone they encountered. What do you think of these traffickers? Are they inherently capable of reaching such heights of power within prison, or is it the penitentiary system that allows it